You're watching the Happy Business Morning, and this is the Eastern Business Report. And interestingly, which is designed to bring you up to speed on business activities and issues affecting businesses and the economy of the southeastern region of Nigeria. It comes right after Global Business on the Happy Business Morning. And on today's edition of the Eastern Business Report, we'll be looking at leveraging artificial intelligence and cybersecurity for sustainable reforms, with the sole aim of ridding government of cabals in Nigeria. Now, it may interest you to know that in Nigeria, the influence of cabals within the government poses a significant challenge to democratic principles, transparency, and accountability, which are key things that we wish to address this morning. And to address this issue and promote sustainable reforms, leveraging the capabilities of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity is essential. Now, by harnessing these technologies, government entities can enhance their ability to detect anomalies, forecast risks, strengthen cybersecurity measures, and ensure the integrity of governance process. Through this strategic utilization of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity tools, Nigerian authorities could have the opportunity to combat cabals effectively, uphold democratic values, and foster a culture of accountability and transparency within the government. Now, the achievement of sustainable development often hinges on the implementation of comprehensive reforms that foster growth and progression. Specifically in Nigeria, reform initiatives are intrinsically tied to addressing deep-seated political, social, and economic challenges. Now, these challenges ranging from corruption to governance deficiencies, insecurity, and poverty, of course, unemployment, form the crux of reform battles. Now, by addressing these issues head-on through robust reforms, especially critical reforms in the place of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, the path to sustainable development can be paved, creating a more prosperous and equitable society for all. Now, this will form the basis of our conversation this morning. My name is Ubong Kings. Welcome. You're welcome back, and you're still watching the Eastern Business Report right here on the Happy Business Morning. And we're going to be jumping into this conversation proper. We're going to be looking specifically at sustainable reforms leveraging AI and cyber security. Now, I am reminded of a session I had right here on the Eastern Business Report with Vindicator Chidi, where he took out his time to talk about, and extensively to talk about how blockchain and by extension cybersecurity could aid in accountability and transparency and thereby power an economy revamp. We're going to take our time to look at that, and when we come back with special reference to the topic this morning, we're going to be delving into some dimension of conversation. Please stay.
Cryptocurrency was brought out as an alternative to the financial systems, to the traditional financial systems. Right. In such a way that you know that in the financial system, in traditional financial system, it is centralized. The banks are in control. Right. You take your money to the bank will keep custody of it. Actually, any money that you give to somebody to hold for you is no longer your money. I hope you're aware. Yeah. You have given power to that person, so the person can actually tell you what to do and when not to do. There is nothing you can do. Now, crypto was brought in such a way that it will provide an alternative to that financial system in such a way that you will be in charge of your money. You will be in charge. You don't need to go to the bank. From here, spontaneously, I can send funds to someone in the UK and someone in China without the bank knowing what I did. So that was why cryptocurrency was brought in. But look at where the problem comes. Okay. Education. Because you are trying to bring a technology that will kind of cause a financial revolution, right? Because no government of the world will want to have that in their system. Because what happens is that if you adopt it wholeheartedly, it means that the government will no longer have the powers to do the things that they ought to do. Because now money is in the hands of the citizens. They have they have the freedom over their own money. So what happens? Now, this is where education comes in, because in the earlier stages of cryptocurrency, the governments of the world tried to downplay it, to call it a scam and all those kind of things. But the technology cannot be overemphasized because it is coming. Now, what happens is that education is something that is needed. When proper education is brought out, and then we explain what cryptocurrency is all about, that actually it is not coming to harm the government or the traditional financial system. Right? Rather, it helps to make it more transparent. When you adopt blockchain technology, it will take away corruption instantly, because there is no way you can manipulate the figures. There is no way you will do anything, because everything is there for everybody to see. So now, because of our myopic nature and because of the nature of us down here in Africa and in Nigeria as a whole, Southeast, this kind of knowledge is not what is taught in schools. You don't find it anywhere in secondary schools, you don't find it anywhere in universities. So it is just a foreign knowledge that just came. And what happened? You know, there are many bad actors. So they will want to capitalize on the, and then try to dupe people. Yeah. Now, so when they now dupe people using cryptocurrency, people become scared of it. Right. Oh, no, we can't go in because this is a scam. But it is not a scam. The only problem is there is no available knowledge and orientation that will enlighten people about it. Now, this is where I was happy about the national blockchain policy. This national blockchain policy was a document that was brought last year, May 2023. That national blockchain policy was a very, very wonderful document that shows that the Nigerian government are willing to understand the role of the blockchain. They are now willing to accept the blockchain. They are willing to know what it is, and they are willing to go deeply into it to see how it will help boost the economy. But just like things happen in Nigeria, it died overnight.
You clearly heard him right. Now, we're talking here about accountability. You know, I'm reminded of something that happened quite recently about a story about EFCC repatriating funds to the tune of about $70 million and about 210 billion Nigerian naira some time ago, and up till date, no Nigerian knows what part of the economy such monies has been reinvested. Plus the fact that this is sad reality. Plus the fact that it may interest you to know that almost all monies that have been repatriated from other countries with reference to looted funds till today, we still don't know where that money has been, put into. We also have not also seen where monies are taken out of money that, supposedly government say they're not spending anymore on fuel subsidy. Where's that money gone to? What is it being used to do? Yet we still continue taking loans here and there, And well, this is a sad case, but on transparency and accountability, which pretty much seemed to be what Vindicated Chidi did take out the time to talk about. Well, let's play back exactly his words, and then we'll get back into this conversation.
Now, what is happening right now is that this is something that you cannot fight, because already countries of the world are already adopting it. Even it is one of the bane of the current U.S. presidential that is oncoming. Donald Trump is hell-bent on cryptocurrency, wave. He's hell-bent on that. Now, the issue right now is that the blockchain offers transparency, and people are willing to engage in something that they are sure that it will give them the transparent nature of their transactions. There are many times you go to the banks and there is error. Maybe you are trying to transfer money and there is network, and the bank will think that they didn't see your money. Even we have heard stories that you might keep your money in the bank and travel and stay like 5 years. When you come back, they'll tell you that the account is no longer existing. These are the corruptions that happen in the financial system. But with blockchain and cryptocurrency, there is nothing like that. The transactions are there forever and ever and ever.
Now, the question really that comes to mind is if that the system is afraid of transparency, is the system afraid of accountability? Because clearly already it appears that that's the order of the day, because we cannot account for quite the monies that come into the country. by way of loans and etc., where this monies go to. We don't know exactly what it has been used to, because you would have thought that to a large extent you would have seen this monies in action, for lack of better expression. I mean, the education sector is suffering. How many unity schools or whatever cliche you want to put there has been built or revamped? Okay, let's talk about the tertiary institutions. Quite recently, we heard students will pretty much need to pay almost as much as 80,000 naira for electricity after paying tuition. Yet, it's a government-owned institution. Now, these are the issues. And then it also begs for answer the question of whether or not the government at the center and, of course, at the state levels are ready to come clean with how they spend public monies. I'll allow you to think about that for a while. I'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be looking at the place of corruption and accountability in the face of artificial intelligence. Please stay. Welcome back, and we're still talking corruption, accountability. We're still talking leveraging artificial intelligence. And while we're talking about corruption and accountability, I'm interested to know that corruption has been a long-standing issue in Nigeria, and there has been several calls for reforms to increase transparency, accountability, and the rule of law within government. This includes strengthening anti-corruption agencies, improving oversight mechanisms, and holding public officials accountable for their actions. This is key. And this is also where leverage on artificial intelligence and cybersecurity comes in. And this reminds me of a report I saw quite recently from the BBC on artificial intelligence, whether or not Africa is ready for it, whether or not Nigeria is ready for it. Let's look at it, and when we come back, we'll wrap the show up.
Artificial intelligence, commonly referred to as AI, permeates our contemporary existence, heralding an epoch characterized by exponential technological advancement.
That sentence was written using ChatGPT. What I wanted to say is AI is all around us, and it's one of the fastest growing forms of technology. And even here in Africa, there's over 2,400 AI organizations operating across different sectors.
We're seeing a lot of AI for good use cases in Africa, AI for flood detection, AI for crop detection.
According to reports, Africa's economy can be expanded by around 50% if the continent taps into just 10% of the AI market. So let's speak to these free AI experts from Africa to find out how their sector is benefiting from artificial intelligence.
For us, what is important is that students have access to personalized learning journeys, so they can ask particular questions in their local vernacular, and the English tutor will then support them. When the student can't answer the questions, it will alert the academic staff. The difficulty is in South Africa is that not everybody has access to electricity security.
We help doctors dictate their notes. We're able to help doctors complete their notes about 6 times faster on average. If people are able to see the doctor quicker, they get help faster. The first thing is to always remember that it is AI and it is not perfect. You have to go back and review it, because if you don't do that, as a doctor, you get into trouble. If you said, administer 300 milligrams to this patient and the software says 3,000 or 30, you're going to jail.
The AI, it's a mobile app. It's able to recommend what type of fertilizer to use. It's really a game changer for smallholder farmers on the continent. The thing we've had to grapple with is issues around connectivity and literacy. In the long term, AI would be catalytic to ensuring food security across the continent.
But as we've seen recently, AI is not all good.
There are also concerns that if unregulated, AI could be a dangerous tool in the hands of rogue developers.
OpenAI was founded on the belief that artificial intelligence has the potential to improve nearly every aspect of our lives, but also that it creates serious risks we have to work together to manage.
Imagine a scenario where we think we're talking to a human online, but it's AI. Or you think you're listening to your favorite artist's music, but it's AI attempting to be them. And of course, the environmental aspect, the amount of energy that is used to power and build AI machines. So, should we be cautious about AI?
In terms of privacy and security, you're getting privileged, private, confidential patient data, things that nobody wants to share with the world. We're ensuring that we don't even store that data longer than we need to.
And when parts of the continent have connectivity issues, how accessible is artificial intelligence?
Certainly, there are huge impediments around economic security, electricity security, social and economic divides that impacts on them. Although this is going to be a slow process for many countries, it's going to be a much slower process for Africa to catch up.
Has AI come to take people's jobs? Yes. AI will take jobs. Technology and advancement doesn't just take jobs. What it does is refine jobs.
So remember our ChatGPT definition at the beginning. It shows while AI has come to stay, human management is still key.
Brings a lot of questions to mind, and one of the questions on my mind as well as minds of a lot of Nigerians and by extension DANGOTE is, will the powers that be agree to an adoption of artificial intelligence wave in all government processes, knowing fully well that this will expose all corruption, shady practices, and all ill associated with government business? And does Africa, Nigeria, and indeed DANGOTE have the capacity to mitigate these downsides of artificial intelligence as shown in the video we read also earlier? Now, only time will tell. This will be the size of the package today on the Eastern Business Report. You can join in on this conversation, drop off a comment or two on our new and dedicated Afia Business YouTube channel. Kindly tap in the search bar www.youtube.com/@AfiaBusiness. And while you're there, do well to hit the like button and subscribe for notifications on all business related content coming to you from Afia TV. You're still watching the Afia Business Morning live from Enugu State, Nigeria. Coming up next is How Market. Thank you for your time. My name is Ubong Kings. Stay tuned.